Okay, you didn't get rid of me that easily. I'm back. So welcome to the panel debate about the future of Qt. I'm representing the past, so I'm not going to say much. With us here, we have Peter from ICS, Tommy from Digia, we have Kalle from KDAB, and we have Cornelius from KDE, all different stakeholders in the Qt community. I plan to say as little as possible. If these four guys behave and you guys have good questions for them, they're not going to have to say much. They're each going to get 2 to 3 minutes to say what they think about the future of Qt, and then afterwards we'll open for questions from you guys to get the debate going. So I suggest we just start over here with Peter.
Can you hear me now? Well, thank you. By the way, thank you, Kalle, for hosting us. Thanks. This has been. I've been to all the dev days since that picture that you had in 2004, and this is fabulous. I've had so many people come up to me and talk to me. I had one guy who said it feels like a weight's been lifted off of the community. I had someone else who came to me and said, this is back to the developers and technology, and they said last year I felt like I was being sold to, and now it feels like the developers are back in control and doing really exciting things. And by the way, I'm not trying to say anything negative about Nokia. I think they did a really enormous thing to invest in Qt as much as they did, and they didn't get to take advantage of all of the goodies they put into Qt 5. And now we're about to get the benefit of all the work that they did. And it was really, really exciting to see all the things that are happening down on the show floor and the customers that I'm working with and talking to all you guys. And I'm very excited about the future of Qt.
Thanks for those words, Peter. I pretty much agree what you said. I have feel this event very successful from our perspective. The atmosphere here has been very positive, and we really feel that our investments to the ecosystem is welcomed, and everybody is perceiving Digia as a very good part of the Qt community and ecosystem. Of course, we now are strongly saying that we try to be trustworthy and try to drive the ecosystem the same direction as everybody is willing. And maybe the most important issue what has happened is that Qt has get back to the developers' hands, I would say. Our background is pretty much in the commercial business. Now we are more involved with the ecosystem. I believe that as something like 95% of our customers at the moment are desktop developers, and something like 75 to 80% of all the LGPL licenses are desktop developers. We really believe that we are able to put the technology in a way back on the track from the user's perspective at the moment. Same time, we have recognized several trends on the marketplace which we should take into account in our future roadmaps, and tablets and mobile definitely are one of those areas we have to invest in the future. We strongly believe, as Kalle said yesterday, that desktop is still strongly alive. However, there are some pressure around the tablet area that we should also provide a viable path from the desktop towards the tablet and via that also to mobile. So I think that we have to find together, in a way, a balanced way to invest to the Qt, and in that sense, your feedback is highly appreciated. And not to mention your contributions to the Qt project. That's marvelous that we have such ecosystem in place, and I really hope that we are able to together develop it further.
Thanks, Peter and Tommy. I'd like to say I've used Qt since version 0.98. I've bet my whole professional career and my business on it, and I'm planning to still use Qt 98.0. and still be working with it and have my company working with it. My vision for Qt for the upcoming years is that we're going back to deploy everywhere, that we're supporting each and every computing environment that is possible to support, desktop, embedded, mobile, holographic, whatever comes next. Qt should be available for it, and Qt should continue to be the most productive development platform. Software development should be fun. Qt development is fun. Most other development environments, and I've run after pretty much every fad, so I can say most other development environments are way less fun than developing with Qt. I also hope that we'll be able to see a very vibrant ecosystem that consists out of many, many players specializing in various different things, specializing in different technologies, different applications of Qt, different geographies. So that Qt is a platform, an environment full of life with buzzing like a beehive with many different parties involved in it. And before I pass on to Cornelius, I'd like to say one last thing. When I left the party last night at about 11:15, I still had the Frogger high score, just saying.
Congratulations to the Frogger high score. Yeah, I have to say, over the last couple of months, there were some times where I actually was worried about the future of Qt. So I looked up the statistics on Olo this morning. The KDE community has written software in about 15 million lines of code. So we can say we are pretty heavily invested into Qt. And so we rely on Qt. Qt is important for us. Of course, we have all the securities in place. We have the KDE Free Qt Foundation, which guarantees us that Qt will be available. We now have the GPL, the LGPL, which allows us to, in the end, if it really becomes bad, to fork Qt, and the community probably would do that. And we also have the open governance model in place, so we can now contribute to Qt. But still, everything wasn't really looking that bright a couple of months ago. So what I take away from this conference is now that things really have changed, and that some of these worries are really gone, and we have security to not only maintain our old version, but that there is some energy in Qt to develop it further. So I'm very happy that we saw the Qt 5 Beta 2 release at this event. I'm very happy to read the word desktop again on slides about Qt strategy. I think that's a great thing for all of us. And I'm really looking forward what we can all do with Qt 5 and everything which comes after that. And from the KDE perspective, of course, we are looking forward to then the release of our KDE Frameworks 5 release when Qt 5 is ready, so that we can start to port all our KDE applications to Qt 5 as well.
Great. Thank you, guys. I sense a lot of optimism around Qt, and that's what I've sensed myself also during these 2 days. It's a lot of push and energy now behind Qt. Peter, you wanted to make a short comment? Or?
Yeah, I wanted to say I really agreed that when it was unknown, it was scary, and when I really started to meet Tommy and the Digi people, a lot of the fear went away, and I became very optimistic. But I wanted to go to a point that Kala made about deploy everywhere, since we're talking about the future. Mm-hmm. I think deploy everywhere is true and is cute, but I think we've lost the write once deploy everywhere, particularly as we get to Windows 8 and iOS and some of the mobile platforms. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay that if Qt gets me 60% of the way there, 90% of the way there, it's good. It's very good. And that I think this is a change going forward. One of the things I see very strongly is that we're losing the right once, deploy anywhere, in exchange for a consistent tool chain across all platforms that might need a little bit of tweaking to get it perfect.
Do you guys agree to that? Are we losing the right ones?
Yeah, I think that deploy everywhere is something we are aiming to. Multi-platform support is very important. However, the things are changing so much. I mean, the form factors, the way to develop user interfaces that we may have to, in a way, a little bit put down the requirement to write once. But still, of course, we are aiming towards it.
Yeah, and I think there are also degrees of that. One thing is the form factor, another thing is the actual core code of your product. And I think still there is pretty good support in Qt for the right ones there. And that's often what's, in my view, very important for developers. Kalle?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we often have to tell our customers, Well, yeah, technically the source code will compile, but you do have to cater for different form factors. You do have to cater for different input methods. On the other hand, when before platform-independent toolkits came out, and there were a few that were available even before Qt, nobody thought that it would be possible to have single source to support different operating systems. And then technology came around, and inventors like Eirik and Howard came up with ways of having single source. Right now we think maybe we can't have single source for different form factors. Who knows whether amongst you guys or maybe amongst one, well, none of us really writing any code, and maybe Cornelius still does. I'm actually pretty hopeful that somebody will come up with just as genius an invention of supporting various form factors, various input methods, single source. Right now I have no idea how that could be possible, but that's why I'm in management and not in development anymore.
Yes, I think the world certainly has become much more complex than it was 10 years ago. And I think this multitude of form factors, in KDE we have this notion of a device spectrum. And that's what we are trying to address with Plasma, our workspace. So there we have, I think, the beginning of some of these techniques which could be used to create a good experience over several form factors without having to rewrite your code. I mean, I don't think we are there where we actually can run everything from one single source, but there definitely is a need for addressing this issue, and we are going there. So I think I also don't really write code anymore. But I'm really looking forward to the code. Yeah, you or everybody out external here who still writes code, what you will come up with will be exciting.
So does anyone who does write code have a question for these non-coders?
Just one question each.
Okay. As C++ standardization picks up again, and I think it's more important for the coming years, do you think that the Qt community should become involved into this process?
Who wants to answer that? Cornelius?
I would, from my point of view, when I started to learn Qt, for me it was also learning C++. For me, Qt was the prototype of how you should write C++. So I was really understanding what was going on there by reading the Qt source code and so on. So for me, Qt and C++ are really very heavily related. So I think of course, it's a community, so I can't force anybody, nobody can force anybody, but from my point of view, I think it would definitely be a good idea to get involved in this area. And from looking at the talks and what I read, I think that there are things going on.
When I'm in these late night drunken, my development environment is more productive than yours fights with Java developers. I usually get to hear, well, what Java gives me X and Y and Z out of the box, and C++ doesn't. And then I usually say, well, but nobody's writing C++ code with just a bare compiler. There are very few C++ programs where Boost is not used. I'm not sure whether any new C++ GUI code is developed where Qt is not used. So yes, Qt should be part of the C++ standardization. Actually, we should see Qt as an integral part of the C++ development experience and drive Qt in that direction.
Yeah, I think that from our perspective, it is matter of time and money in a way, where we can participate and where not, and how we approach such standardization bodies which are close to us. But definitely we will consider that.
Okay.
What do you believe is the next big thing for Qt after Qt 5? So let's already think about Qt 6. You've spoken about the form factors. I'm very interested in these classes coming from Google. I believe that could be one of the next big things. Are there already any ideas how we will support that very new ideas with Qt?
Well, I don't know. We haven't discussed that too much during the last months as Qt 5 is so close and we have put much effort on that. But I believe that one thing which will be hopefully very much present in the future of Qt will be cloud computing in a mode or another. I don't know, are we going to change the software architecture more close to the kind of network type of service, or are we going to connect it more tightly to the such services, or what is going to happen? But I believe that that's one direction. Another one is definitely the change of how we interact with different kind of devices. I believe that at the moment we are living in the middle of kind of transformation where we are going forward in the graphical user interface in a way that keyboard and mouse will be, in a way, soon they will be old-fashioned, I believe so, and we have different ways to interact with the user interface, and in that sense, that's also one important issue which we have to take a look. And I believe that write once thing is really, you know, as at the moment we are in the middle of such transformation that we have different kind of input methods and ways to interact with the applications. Maybe in the future that will standardize somehow, that we have just touch-based UIs or something like that, and in that sense we also can get back to the write once paradigm.
I will in no way claim that I happen to know what the next big thing in computing is. I'm not even sure Qt should be proactive there. If the next big thing is something that many developers want to support, then obviously Qt should support that in order to remain the development environment of choice. But if we're looking at it from a programmer's perspective, there are a number of areas where Qt development is still pretty arcane. I'm thinking, for example, of database development, which we really need to get to a much higher level of abstraction and convenience. I'm thinking of web services communication, where we have all kinds of fragments scattered throughout different products and the Qt API. It's great that with Qt and C++ we can get much closer to the metal than we can in most other development environments. But that's not something how we are selling Qt as a platform to a development manager at large company. They are asking, where's my developer convenience? How can my developers be as productive as possible? And that's something where we as the Qt community need to put quite some work in.
I'm not going to try to predict the future either. It's not very good odds of it. But Iric put up that slide of OS2. And back in those days, I was doing motif programming, and in those days, it was really hard the toolkits hadn't stabilized. You know, we were fighting over whether buttons should be round or square, and I expect that the same thing is going to happen in the mobile space, in the touch experiences. There's a lot of things people are going to innovate in lots and lots of ways, but eventually there'll be a desire for a common interaction set that users will be able to move from one device to another. And at that point, it'll become much easier to actually target a cross-platform, write once, deploy anywhere set. But I expect a number of years before that happens. In the meantime, I think Wayland and better compositing and more leaning on OpenGL and getting better animation and more bang out of that GPU is going to be a big thing that changes the interaction that you see on just very, very typical applications.
I would like to mention one thing for Qt. First of all, I hope Qt 5 will be around for a long time. So I'm actually not looking forward to Qt 6. We have enough to chew now, and I think that's good. In terms of technology, I think it's really hard to predict the future, or to say what's the next big thing. I would buy the holographics thing. That's something I would like to have. But for me, it's something which already has started, and what I consider to be a big thing, which will become hopefully much more bigger in the future, is the open governance and the contribution. So Qt is open to the community and it's picking up, and we see that many people are already contributing, but it's still an ecosystem which is dominated by a few players, and of course DJ has most of the people, so they contribute most, which is great. But I think there's the opportunity for many people to contribute, and they might not even realize that they are that they have this opportunity yet. So for me, one of the big things for Qt in the future actually is the possibility that you can contribute to it and make it your own and contribute to the great thing that it is for all of us.
Okay.
I have a question concerning the C++ standard that seems to accelerate in the next years. And there has been some talk about including something like file system and similar classes from the Boost library. And I see the danger that Qt and the C++ standard drift apart because of the traditional container classes and the traditional classes in Qt, which are now replaced by very good C++ standard classes.
I think that was pretty technical question, and I think that somebody in the audience, maybe Tuukka or Lars, could answer that more exactly. But of course, as I said, we are trying to take care of the whole the technical environment so that they will not tear apart. That's basically what I can say here.
Well, the STL containers have been around for quite a long time. It's been possible to use STL containers and Qt containers in the same application for just about as long. It's been possible to transfer data back and forth with certain performance penalties, obviously. So why, if the STL containers or the C++ containers, if they are in the standard, why are people still using the Qt containers? Well, because there's a higher degree of convenience using them, and because the API is more familiar to Qt developers. The same can happen in the file system, on the file system side. If file system becomes a part of an upcoming C++ standard, who says that Qfile, QFileInfo, Qdir, and all those classes can't be a wrapper around that, a convenient wrapper that nicely integrates with the rest of Qt? I don't see that making Qt obsolete. Rather, since something like file system would be something that would be implemented by platform SDK vendors, operating system vendors, or compiler vendors, that would reduce the effort that we as the Qt community have to provide to support new platforms. So that can only be a good thing.
I think it's, this is classic of the open source community, and you just have to be compatible with the people upstream from you. I mean, you know, so maybe you got to compromise or work it out with them, but you got to be compatible with the people upstream from you.
A final question here.
What will happen in this context with the now available two libraries for graphical graphs? Now it's one ecosystem, it's one Qt, and now we have two companies with two different graphic libraries.
Which libraries are you talking about?
I don't understand the question.
There are one library for time graphs, XY graphs, doing all kind of stuff like this. And you can buy a charting library from one company and nearly the same library from a different company.
Markets have competition.
It's competition, but if you're looking to the ecosystem from Qt, and what we need from Qt is more or less the same interface.
Yeah, I think that we have made some strategic alignments, and the whole community has made some strategic alignments. Qt is horizontal development platform. It's not providing any vertical specific or industry specific issues, and in that sense we need add-ons from different purposes, and we would like to, at least from digital perspective, keep the competition open in that sense, and that's what I talk in my keynote when I mentioned the open business architecture. So we should we would like to invite all the companies to develop new type of components, And as Peter said, this is kind of a market-driven initiative in a way that the best components will win, definitely. Of course, as a community, we cannot afford to spend too much effort to developing competing components, but nevertheless, still, if somebody is willing to bring the components to the marketplace, we are welcoming them.
Competition fosters innovation. Peter selling Qt consultancy services, and I'm selling Qt consultancy services, and that keeps us both on our toes, and that's good. A remark from the history of the KDE project, and sorry if I'm taking that from Cornelius, but I think that was even before Cornelius was around. In the early years, the day with the highest number of commits in the KDE project was the day when the first release of the GNOME project was announced.
Good point.
Yeah, I think choice is good. And I would choose the open source version, of course.
Short question. What do you think about providing an app store, and I'm talking about a store from developers for developers, to push up the Qt environment a little bit?
I would love to see an app store.
Well, I don't know, in some extent that could be possible, but there are also several app stores by operating system specific perspective, and I think that, as we heard from BlackBerry presentation, for example, they are not allowing any other app stores than they own, or AppWorld, whatever is the brand.
So you're thinking about a component store?
Yeah, a component store, a widget store.
Yeah, that's totally different issue. Yeah, that's something we refer as we say that open business architecture will be the future of Qt. How we are going to implement such structure and in a way catalog or app store or whatever we would like to call that, it's still open, and we would like to open discussion with the whole community that how would that work? How could we utilize the whole huge community, and how could we enable new business opportunities for everybody in that sense? And that's something we have been considering. However, there are no such plans still in place.
I just have to add here that in the original business plan Håvard and I wrote for Trolltech in November 1993, one of the major points was a future component store. And I still think that's a good idea for developers.
That's a long-term plan.
I'm afraid that my clock says 5 o'clock now. When we scheduled this, we looked up at timetables for a lot of cities to make sure that you could all get here and back again. So I know that a lot of you is already sitting on your toes to get home, which means that this is the end of the conference. It has been fun. Last year I heard a lot of talk in corners of Dev Days, whether that was the last Dev Days. Fortunately it wasn't. Has it been a good one? Yeah. Very good.
Don't stop, it's okay.
And let's thank our excellent panel over here. Very good discussion, guys. And thank you for what you're doing for Qt.
And of course, we'd like to thank all our sponsors that made it to this conference and helped us out there. I'd like to thank Ditya both for picking up Qt and for joining us when we already had started the planning of the conference. Especially thanks go to as Peter and Kelly for running a huge financial risk on their organization. Had you not shown up, we might have been in problem, all of us. And a thanks go to the program committee who helped put the program together. And of course, a thank you goes to all the speakers. And should we give them an extra hand for all their good presentations? Next week, when you all got home and forgot what happened here this week, we will be sending a final email to all of you. This time the email will ask you for feedback for this conference. I know myself, I hate answering these emails, but please do answer it so we can make the conference even better next year. And my final note is, see you all in Berlin next year. Good travel home.